Welcome to this presentation about intellectual property due diligence for software companies.
Most of the information presented here relates to a book that was recently published called Profit from Software Ecosystems.
So this is our agenda. We will have a look what intellectual property is. We'll look at sources and how software companies utilize intellectual property. Then looking at the due diligence, we check the status quo of the target, and then also do a forward-looking analysis how the acquiring company wants to utilize the intellectual property, and then we'll sum it up at the end. So why should we look at intellectual property? So intellectual property rights are basically legal instruments to protect your trade secrets, your inventions against competition and copycats, and to protect your ability to utilize and monetize that intellectual property, for example by licensing, but also to prohibit others to utilize and monetize that specific intellectual property. And in the acquisition process, in the due diligence phase, the intellectual property due diligence looks at all intellectual property of the target and also defines the needed intellectual property rights for planned utilization. And by doing that, it safeguards the value of the overall investment. Let's have a look at the sources of intellectual property. Well, first and foremost, the main source is the software vendor itself, with copyrights and trademarks, and of course also patents that have been granted to him from patent authorities. So if you like that content that you saw, then you have a choice to continue to soak up the knowledge that was presented here. Go to MindBytes and look for software business videos. And I would love to see you there. And thank you very much for watching.